When I was 15 years old, I thought that I was just broken forever. I thought it was genetic and that I was just unlucky. But luckily the truth was simpler. My brain was just cooked from overstimulation. Doom scrolling, endless YouTube, porn, video games. I had a dopamine depression. And because of that, I spent months trying to get this one girl's attention because I thought, oh yeah, if I can just get her validation, then my depression will go away and I'll finally be happy. But then I realized that it doesn't work like that. Because if you can't even love yourself, how are others supposed to love you? So in this video, let me show you exactly how I built real self-love. Not the fake shit you see on Instagram. Oh yeah, I actually love myself, I'm gonna take a self-care day. No. This is the kind that actually destroys your dopamine depression so you can finally be happy again and actually feel proud of yourself for once. The only way that I was able to start building self-love was by using something that I call the analog morning routine. So the whole main idea behind this analog morning routine is that we live just like our ancestors. Because let's be honest, today when you wake up, the first thing you do is you grab your phone, you start scrolling TikTok, and you see these provocative videos of girls who are like showing their ass, and this guy saying, oh yeah, fuck the Jews, and the other guy saying, oh yeah, bombings in Gaza. All these people, they're saying this horrible shit to you, bro. Your brain is getting completely fucking fried. But did your ancestors wake up like that? Do you think they woke up and the first thing they were bombarded with fucking negative shit? No. They just woke up peacefully next to their family within nature. So we are going to try to emulate that peaceful feeling that our ancestors had so that your brain will finally fucking calm down instead of being overstimulated by all these horrible news and shit that you see online. So that's why the first thing we do immediately when we wake up in this analog morning routine is gratitude journal. Instead of being woken up by anxiety and negativity that we see first thing in the morning, the thing we do first thing, literally when we just open our eyes, we haven't even taken a piss or anything, we reach out for our notebook and we write down things that we're grateful for. Because the complete opposite of being anxious and negativity is gratitude. If you feel anxious, you can genuinely just implant grateful thoughts into your brain and it will just start reversing immediately. Like I've tried this every time I feel horrible, negative, I'm worrying or something. I will just say, oh my god, look at that tree out there. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that we have a roof over our head. I'm so grateful for this water bottle. Just small things. So the first thing you do immediately when you wake up is to instead of bombarding yourself with negativity, you whip out your journal, your paper. It has to be on paper though. And you write down a couple things that you're grateful for. Just to get that positivity, that happy feeling going. And the funny thing is, once you start doing this and you've done it for a couple of weeks, your brain will literally start associating waking up with being grateful. Now, the second thing that we do in this analog morning routine is that we meditate. And so you've heard so much about meditation online. Everybody seems to be yapping on about it. But nobody actually tells you why the fuck it is that we do it and how it works. So basically the entire idea of meditation is not, oh yeah, focus on your breath and become more focused and focus for as long as you can. No, the idea of meditation is simply the practice of bringing your attention back onto the thing that you were meant to focus on. So what will happen as you're meditating is you'll focus on your breath most likely, because that is often what we do. And then at some point your brain will just unfocus and you'll think about something random and then your brain will realize, shit, I wasn't focused. And then it's the concept of refocusing back onto the breath. That's what we want to train. We want to become more present, more conscious. Because right now, your brain is completely fried. It never thinks. It's just on autopilot all the time. And that's also the reason why you mindlessly grab out your phone and you start scrolling. And so we want to reverse the effects of this. We want to make it more conscious. We want to make your actions something that you actually think about. And so the way that we do this is by practicing meditation. Practicing the idea of refocusing back onto the breath. And so the best way to do this is with an app called Medito. It's the one I've used by far. It's free, it's very good, and you can just do the daily meditation once you download that app. And so now you're meditating, you're literally reversing the effects that scrolling had on you. The mindless autopilot mode that you've been living in. Now you're conscious. Now you're doing things with purpose. And you can slowly start to also keep yourself out of scrolling, because just like we're training ourselves to get back into the moment, we can also train ourselves to realize, shit, I'm scrolling, and put your phone back into the pocket. So not only are you now grateful and happy straight from the morning, your brain is also at peace and it's living more in the moment. And you know how horrible it is to be deep in thought, to be thinking about all shit. The greatest moments are always in our lives when we are actually present, when you're having a deep conversation with somebody, when you're actually focused on your homework for once, and it kind of feels good just because you're there in the moment. Now the next part of the analog morning routine is something that I know you haven't been doing, and that is touching grass. You always hear this on like TikTok and Instagram, oh yeah, touch grass bro, oh when's the last time you went outside? And it's actually true bro. The reason why you feel so horrible is because you don't live like our ancestors. They were in touch with nature and they spent a lot of time outside, and you don't even go outside bro. It's so natural to be outside and you're still wondering why you have this depression. It's so simple, just go outside every morning once you've done these things. If of course it's in the winter, it'll be dark outside in the morning so you can't really get sunlight, but just at least go outside and look at the leaves in your garden, look at the grass, look at the plants of flowers, the beautiful nature, hear the birds, just be maybe even grateful out there, just try to stay present out in nature and the feeling and the bliss, maybe you even go into the forest that you have locally. The feeling and bliss of being in nature, there's just nothing like it. And it's hard to explain why this works, but I think it's just something primal. There's just something deep rooted in us about the peaceful feeling going in nature. You probably know when you were younger, when you'd go for walks with your parents or whatever, you go into the forest and it's just like that one feeling, you can't really describe it, but we want to get that back. So every morning, once you've done the other two habits, you go outside and you just get a little bit of fresh air, just to get that natural stuff in your life, so you're not constantly destroyed by all these unnatural stimulation activities. And then the last thing is we want to get that quick first win, so you actually feel good about yourself and you can continue the day winning. And this one, I call it the instant identity upgrade, because for a long time I was like just skinny fat, I didn't really do anything, I wasn't active, I didn't play any sport, I didn't go to the gym. So for this part of the morning routine, you don't need to do anything big, just a few push-ups. That's literally what I started with. I remember what I'd do was I'd do 10 push-ups 3 times in the morning, and I couldn't even do them like properly, so I'd literally lay on my knees. It was so fucking embarrassing for me because everybody else in my class, they could like do proper push-ups, but I could just do them on my knees. So I'd do 10 reps of 3 sets with just knee push-ups, and then I'll do like the same but just for leg raises. So that's where you like lay on your back and you just raise your legs up into the air and it trains your abs, and just get some form of physical activity in, because I remember just the day that I started doing this, my identity instantly upgraded. But because suddenly I felt like I was the guy who was working out, I started to feel like the guy who took care of his health, and it's like you just respect yourself so much more and you feel like you're such a much better person, and it's obviously good for your health that you're working out. And that's why I say don't make it too big. If you can just do a few push-ups, just do that. You just want to get that quick win from the start. We're not trying to get, your jack physique here. We're just trying to get you to do something, to become active. And the funny thing is, oftentimes when we do something physical, it also has an impact on our mental health. So yeah, those are the 4 habit analog morning routine that completely changed my life. And if you implement this, I genuinely know that it will change yours as well. And if you want complete clarity on exactly what to do every single day for a month to destroy your dopamine depression and rebuild your pride, I'm actually currently making a 30-day bootcamp designed specifically for you, and it's going to drop on the 7th of October, so stay very tuned for it. And we're actually running a discount for the first 48 hours, so you can get that even cheaper. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Now here's the mistake I made. I tried the morning routine, I stuck to it for a week, and then I kind of just quit. And this is when I figure out what a habit tracker is, but it still didn't work for me. I tried to track my habits. I used this Notion app where I could put in all the habits I was doing in my morning routine, the 4 ones, and I tried to tick them off, but I'd just forget that I had the app for like 5 days. It wouldn't remind me, it wouldn't work. And then they told me, oh yeah, the reason why it's not working is because you haven't written in your notebook. But I'll just forget my notebook either, so it doesn't really matter if it was on paper or on my phone, it never fucking worked. And also the phone that I was trying to track my habits with was literally one that was keeping me addicted to TikTok. So I never even got more productive by trying to track these habits. But then I figured out the right system, which is exactly what I want to share with you. So this is the on paper tracker, and not just in your notebook. We literally fuck it and hang it on our wall. It's going to be so autistic with this wall placement that what I've done is, right over here where I have my bed, I've laid down on my pillow, I've looked where my eyes go in the morning, and I've hung my habit tracker on the wall, right there where my eyes are looking in the morning. That's the autistic shit level that you have to get to. And once you get to that level, you'll never miss that habit tracker. So now let me show you exactly how a habit tracker works and how we make one. So the paper that I have over here is a habit tracker, and basically what it does is that at the top of this paper I've written down every single habit that I do. So for you it will be the 4 analog morning routine habits, and then below that you're going to make check boxes for every single day of the month that you can tick off every day to see if you've done the habit or not. And the reason why we hang it on our wall is because now it's kind of like having an XP bar that we have in video games when you're getting closer to leveling up, but literally just in your fucking face. And it's also the ultimate accountability, because once you've built up a streak of like a couple days where you've done these habits, you don't want to miss it on that next day. You don't want to have to cross it. I've literally sometimes gone later to bed because I really fucking wanted to cross up that, tick off that box. This is the accountability level that we want to get to. And now it also becomes a bit more fun to do these habits, because suddenly it's not just doing the boring habits and waiting for the results to come. Now you can get an instant TikTok dopamine hit by just ticking the box off right now. So very importantly, hang it on your wall, specifically right by your bed. So the reason why I have mine here is because I work right here, so it's right by my work. But the other one is literally right by my bed. I have 2. Now there will also be a free link in the description to a habit tracker that you can get for free. I've made a template for you. Just print it out, hang it on your wall, very simple. And again, if you want to get that 30-day bootcamp where I show you every single day what to do to break free from this dopamine depression, then you can check out the first link in the description. It will be my dopamine depression bootcamp. And one last tip I want to give you is, don't wait with starting this analog morning routine. I waited way too many months, 6 months literally, before I took action. And every day that you wait is every day that your mental health becomes worse. So please, bro, take action today. Or, as I say, put one foot in front of the other.